Alright guys, here's going to be a review of the 150th Manitowoc 18,000. Very nice model, but I had an extremely bad problem on it. Wasn't any broken parts, but I will get to that. Now, the tracks here are great. I really like them. They roll very smoothly, as you could tell. Each link is pretty damn detailed if you look at it. It's just a really nice model. The tracks are great. I like the tracks because they're just, I like how they almost stay straight, like you could tell. They don't really slope up too high like the 18,000s. Not that I don't like the 18,000s, but I like how these look for the crane. Now, if you look right there, you could see it comes with a shackle if you have to lift the tracks, and it also comes with these pieces right here. These fold out and they give you a little roll of caution tape, and you could put the caution tape on there. I'm pretty sure they're just so no one gets in the swing radius. There's another shackle on this side, and over here is the drive motor. Right there you can see all the detail on it and the detail on the tracks. The undercarriage, or the rotating beds, counterweight ballast boxes, whatever you want to call them, these flap up. I'm assuming for disassembly of the crane. There's 4 of them on the model, or 4 of them obviously flap up. This one goes smooth, that one doesn't. I don't really care, honestly. The ladders that you see here are etched out, both of them, and those you install yourself. We glued on these, and these we just placed in there. There's no risk of them falling out. Now these counterweights here, you can see, are marked yellow. I'm assuming that's where the lifting hooks would be. The same goes for the back. Coming on to the body of it, the body is very detailed. I like it a lot, and I like the color of it. The cab is very, very nice. It's able to tilt in when you go to disassemble it if you have the boom on it. Obviously, this would just come in there and it won't be as wide on a trailer. Now, you can see the catwalks are etched out, and it's pretty much the same cab as the 18,000, except the catwalks on this one are a little bit thinner, but not by much. The door on the cab slides open and slides closed. I'm going to keep it closed. Lines running, all the electrical for the computers on it running to the back, and the cab tilts. And luckily I got to see one tilt in real life, which is cool. Another cool thing that they added up top is you can see the windshield wipers on a rivet, and that enables it to turn without it breaking. So technically it does turn. Now the body over here, these pieces right here are the self-assembly jacks. You can see this one comes down like that, and then this one obviously folds out, and then it'll just fold right down. That's to self-assemble it. They didn't give you any pads for the bottom of them though, but I don't plan on disassembling it. So every major component is held in by a screw. Now, when I did receive it, I went around and I tightened all the screws because they were loose. So I did tighten it, just, because they were loose and I don't want them loose. You can see the decal on it is very nice. I like it a lot. Now here's the counterweights, and after seeing one in real life up close, I, to the top of my head, did not touch the counterweight tray, and I'm 5'5". It's a very large crane. Also, standing up top here, I couldn't even reach up top there, so you could see, it's a big crane. It's not small at all. These right here, I'm assuming, are ladders to get up top, because sometimes I've seen them put slings up top, or if you have to put the diesel filter up there. And obviously these side ones are to lift it. Now the only issue that I came across with the lifting eyes were they were loose and some of them were falling out. So what my brother did, he actually owns this model, he just seen if any were loose, and if they were loose, he pulled them out with a pair of pliers and then just put a little glue on there and put them in so they would not fall out. Up top here, You could see, I'm assuming that's the radiators. I found 3 pieces of plastic on this model. The cab glass and the windshield wipers. This and other pieces that I'll get to. There is very limited plastic on this model. Obviously the engine is housed up here. These would be if you have masts on it, the masts, so you could luff the boom up and down from a bridle. These are the stops, and they just lean on there. Now, one thing that I will show you, which is great, that a lot of people say, including myself until after I made the review of the 4100W, they say it's an excellent crane model, which I feel that this one is even better. These have the jacks for self-assembly. I'm pretty sure this is the only detail the 4100W does not have. Now, these are used when you're assembling the real crane. What you'll do is basically they'll push up the A-frame when you have to fold this down to pretty much, here's how it goes. This will be on the ground here when you lay your boom down to assemble it. These jacks will push this up, which contain your straps, and you'll strap on and pull it back, and pretty much then you'll boom up. That's why when you've seen some stop motions of crane assemblies, you'll always have a crane, the assist crane, have a chain attached up here, and it'll actually pull it over. This enables it to not have the crane, which is supposed to, like in real life. And they are very strong. Now, here was the biggest problem on this model, and it was a complete nightmare, and I really hated it, was to bring the boom up and down. They gave you these 2 drums right here, which this and the 4100 uses the same exact concept. And I've restrung numerous 4100s. And even on this, it just would not get it correctly. It is a complete mess when you get it. If you do buy this crane model, and yours is bad, I really honestly suggest going off this drum right here, but it just takes away from the model. Mine not only didn't, it just kept getting tangled, but as you can see, it spins freely, so it wouldn't hold up the boom, which was terrible. I had to put chains here, and then 9 o'clock last night, what I did, since it is my brother's model, I explained it to him, and I said, if you don't mind losing the main block, which we use this 200-ton block because the one that they give you sucks. I said, listen, if you don't mind losing the hook block, we'll use this drum, which it's tight and it will work, and it actually does. So we lost the main block, but we didn't really use the main block, so I mean, it's not really a big loss to us. Some of those super collectors, as I call them, are probably going insane right now because of that, but what does it matter? This drum right here, which is key operated, you could also key operate this one, but we no longer use this one since it won't hold anything. This is for your whip line, which is that piece right there. Okay. Going over here, this is the guide for the whip line, obviously. When I got it, I thought it was missing the pins, but what you have to actually do is bring it up and put the screw in. I only put one screw on in one side because that's really all it needed. These right here would hook onto here. Surprisingly, they actually don't have the hooks for it, but that would to bring your heel up when you're assembling it. Like I said, this would be for the main hook block, but we had to use it for the boom, and it's the only way, and it works great. Now to the other side, you can see it's not really much different than the other. It's pretty much the same thing. The back counterweight tray, which I love how it is very wide. These hold on your tray. The generator here is optional. You just put that on there. Now for the boom. Boom is very, very nicely detailed. If you could hold on, cord. I'm a 540. The boom is very nicely detailed. You can see it even has these etched out walkways on it when you have to rig it, which I love that. The more detail, the better. Now, if we swing around, see it has the detail of the swing motors in it. Going up the boom hydraulic lines. And another walkway right there. I don't know what the hell that walkway is for. I'm assuming maybe I'm pretty positive you wouldn't walk upside down on it. So I'm guessing maybe it's so you could stand on the inside of the boom and service the drum. I'm not too sure though. It's still one of the things that I'm still unsure about on it. Now, I didn't add all the sections. I believe we're missing 3 40-foot sections, which is equivalent to 3 feet. It's a very tall model. The only other plastic piece that I found on it were these little pieces, and that's just to prevent, I'm pretty sure, from the cables from laying on the metal. But you could see each 40 section is really nice. I mean, a lot nicer than the 4100s. I don't know if these are brass or not, but they feel like it. And they're dead straight. I did have one issue with the boom though. Now that I'm pretty sure is to run the whip line through, but I'm only running a single part line on it. So, and also you can see I didn't really hook up the hydraulic lines yet. Now the straps for the model are great. They are metal though, so they do bend, but they're strong. Now, these little things that you see hanging right here are called midways. They prevent the boom from bowing. Obviously, I don't have enough boom on it to put them on, but they would just prevent the boom from bowing, and I love how they added those. It's just a great touch. Gives it a nice touch of realism. Now, to get up over here, it has a transition piece in it. A transition piece, it's really hard to tell. But the actual tip right here is smaller than the boom, so it has to make up for it. And that's a transition piece. The tip up top here is really, really nice. You can see the wheels on the end there. That is obviously, when you boom it down, it'll roll on the ground. And just the rest of the tip is just really nice. This is where you tie off. You could also tie off right there. Sorry for the lighting. Okay, here we go. This is where you would tie off on your main block. The main block comes with these 3 sheaves up here. And if you look at this, when it booms down, it'll fold in, but you want it out. It's technically it's a windmill attachment. So, I mean, besides my problem with the drums, which comes across on very few models, it's an absolutely fantastic model. I mean, everybody loves the 4100. I think that this just puts the 4100 in the ground. I like it also a lot better than the 18,000 in the fact that there's more mobility to it. The 18,000 is, I mean, it's a beast, and it's just massive. It's an 18,000, but this is a nice in-between model. You know, you can move it around and whatnot. The 18,000 is just massive. It's hard to maneuver and it takes up a lot of room, but it's an 18,000. This is just nice in the fact that you know, it's not too big, not too small, and it has a ton of detail. Now, if you are gonna buy one, I highly suggest watching out for this A-frame, because it gets annoying and it's starting to really piss me off. It took me around 2 hours. First, I kept redoing it from inside the drum, and then, you know, that drum is just bad, and it's just not worth it. That's why I went to this drum. But even if we were to run a main block off it, you'll probably run it through here, but you can't have too many parts align on it. But anyway, there you have it, guys. The TWH 16,000. And if you want to see a real 16,000 up close and pictures on it, I'm pretty sure my brother also has the video. Just search Manitowoc 16,000 up close and personal. I'm pretty sure that's the title, but it should come up.